my name is Vidushi Sandhir. Welcome to my channel, Deeply Simple. If you are coming to the weekly intentions for the first time, I set a weekly intention with my friend Tiffany. So we do this on Sunday night, and then we consciously try to remember that intention and live consciously through the week. So I think I've shared one more, and here is another. So I'll be reading out something here and then telling you how to apply the intention. If you're interested, join us in living the week ahead more consciously. So this week's intention is about self-love, but we are not going to make it broad because self-love can be very broad. We're going to make it very specific. And there is this beautiful idea that I found in one of the books that I'm reading. It talks about self-love by not sinning against yourself. Yes, you heard that right, not sinning. So how do they define sin? A sin is anything that you do which goes against yourself. Everything you feel or believe or say that goes against yourself is a sin. You go against yourself when you judge or blame yourself for anything. These are really powerful words. You sin against yourself when you judge or blame yourself for something. Being without sin is exactly the opposite. Being impeccable is not going against yourself. So the more self-love we have, the less we experience self-abuse. When you blame yourself or when you judge yourself, isn't it a form of self-abuse? The way I kind of came to understand this is when I have some kind of a chatter going on in my head, where maybe I judged myself for something that I perceived to be a mistake, or I blame myself for how a circumstance unfolded, there is a self-talk that happens, which might sound something like, oh, you're so stupid. Or you couldn't even do that one thing. Or can't you be more patient? Or why do you get angry? Or whatever your self-talk might sound like, you have to pay attention to that. And I would pause and I would think to myself that if a very dear friend came to me in a similar situation and they had committed a mistake, would I really talk to them like that? If a friend came to me and said that they had done something wrong, would I be like, oh, you're so stupid? I would never do that, right? But we do that with ourselves, even if we don't do it with others. So the more self-love we have, the less we experience self-abuse. Self-abuse comes from self-rejection, and self-rejection comes from having an image of what it means to be perfect and never measuring up to that ideal. So the way I think we can practice this intention is by being observant of the self-talk. So whenever there is a voice in your head that's talking to you, just kind of listen to that voice as a third person. Would you talk to somebody else like that? If not, change your self-talk consciously. Be kind to yourself. Be compassionate to yourself. It doesn't mean that you make mistakes and you don't correct them. You can still accept that you made a mistake. There is an area of development, but approach that more constructively, the way you would when somebody makes a mistake at work or somebody makes a mistake in your life, or a friend comes to you who's made a mistake. You wouldn't be like, oh, you stupid person, you don't deserve another second chance, you can never do anything right. You're not going to do that. So don't do that with yourself. And if you do that with other people, stop doing it with other people. But don't do that with yourself. So this week, just be conscious of that self-talk and shift when you notice that you're talking to yourself in a way that is not compassionate, not kind, not accepting. So I hope you like this. Thank you for joining me on this week's intention, and I will see you on the other videos. Like, subscribe, and share if you like this video.